Welcome to the Social Talks. My name is Madeline, and today's topic will be discussing Venezuela's presidential election. Venezuela's political opposition and its supporters gathered in cities around the country on Saturday to demand recognition of what they say is their candidate's resounding victory in a presidential vote nearly 3 weeks ago. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his opposition, Edmundo Gonzalez, were each claiming victory in a presidential election after a vote marked by accusations of underhand tactics and isolated incidents of violence. The country's electoral authority said just after midnight on the election day that Maduro had won with a 51% of the vote. This would be his third term in office, despite multiple exit polls which pointed to an opposition win. The opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, responded to the situation. She said, "Venezuela has a new president-elect, and it is Edmundo Gonzalez. We won, and the whole world knows it." Even the U.S. has gotten involved with a statement from the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken. He said, "The United States had serious concerns that the result announced does not reflect the will or the votes of the Venezuelan people." Blinken called for electoral authorities to publish a detailed tabulation of votes. He also said, "We congratulate Edmundo Gonzalez on the success of his campaign. Now is the time for Venezuelan parties to start talks on a respectful and peaceful transition in accordance with Venezuelan electoral law." The European Union has also made a statement recognizing Edmundo Gonzalez as the president of Venezuela. On August 4th, the official page of the European Council of the European Union published a statement recognizing election fraud. Summarized, the press release states that reports from international election observation missions clearly state that the presidential elections on July 28th did not meet international standards of electoral integrity. The European Union welcomes the efforts of regional partners with whom it remains in close contact to promote dialogue and a negotiated solution to the crisis. Gonzalez and his opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, who spearheaded his campaign, have also called for supporters to keep up protests, with Machado floating the idea of possible incentives for ruling party figures to leave power. In an interview with El País, Maria Machado speaks up, answering questions about what's next for Venezuela. She said, "In 25 years, we have never been here, with the regime so weak and us so strong. The farce that this is a polarized country is falling. The bases of Chavismo are with us, the basis of the armed forces are with us, and we had already given them the social defeat. We only needed to ratify it with numbers so that the whole world would know what we already knew." Today, Maduro has no legitimacy as a result of his repressive escalation, which is the only thing he has left. Since the election day, Venezuelans have taken to the streets to protest the win and fight for their freedom. This demonstration of defiance has now been labeled as fascist violence by the government, leading to the deaths of 23 people and 2,400 arrests. When Machado is asked if she thinks she's going to be arrested by the government, she replied in her interview, "In Venezuela, everything is possible. I feel that in his desperation, Maduro has opted for the most dangerous way to entrench himself, to surround himself with a high military command. I think it is a huge mistake on his part and a huge risk for Venezuelans." Currently, Venezuelans and allies around the world have shown their support through marches and protests, calling for Nicolas Maduro to step down and allow the majority winner of the election, Edmundo Gonzalez, to take his place as president of Venezuela. These have been the latest updates of the Venezuelan election and the aftermath. For more, stay tuned. This is Madeline on The Social Talks.